With the Rugby World Cup over, everyone has their own team of the competition. Stay tuned to see mine. Welcome back, guys. So always the week after any big competition, there is this thing coming up with everyone naming their own team of the competition. Same case here as well, because I've been going through a couple of sources, going around checking out what their teams of the years are, from like the likes of SA Rugby, Rugby Pass, the Telegraph, and then Wales Online. I went through them as well. They were the most interesting teams of the competition. Just before I get into that, a few people has been asking me to whether I have a Patreon account. I didn't have one, but you kind of convinced me to get one, so I have one now. I'm not sure how it works yet, still figuring all that stuff out. Don't know what special content I'm gonna give to people that are members there, but anyway, I have one now. Next week I'll do a proper video on what I'm planning for that as well, and what it actually means, all that stuff, but it is linked down below. Enough of that kind of stuff, let's get into the team of the competition. As you can see, most of the websites went with the Beast as their option at number 1, except Brian Moore. He didn't do that, but I think the Beast was exceptional for the Boks. He was great. He's one of the reasons the Boks actually got the win at the end through the whole World Cup, not just in the last game. And he was under a little bit of pressure from the younger guys trying to get his position, and this just made him a lot better. Going into this year, he wasn't at his greatest anymore, but now I think he is back to that. Number 2, we have SA Rugby Magazine and Rugby Pass went with Mbonambi, and then Wales Online and the Telegraph went with George and Horry. They were both very good, George and Horry, but I think they were outplayed by Mbonambi in the respective games that South Africa did play against them. Mbonambi took the place of Marx in the starting 15. That's not an easy job to do, but he did it immaculately, very easy. He was better than Marx through the competition. Marx is gaining his form though. At number 3, everyone went with Sinclair. I agree, it's a pity that we didn't see him facing off with Beast in the final, but that's how games go, that's how finals go. He was vital to the English scrum, and you can just see what happened to that scrum when he didn't start the game. He's a good runner on the field as well, 22 passes and 4 offloads, so he was utilized off, not just only in the scrums. At number 4, again, everyone all agrees with Itoje. I agree as well. He's probably the English player of the year. I thought he'd actually get a player of the year nominee with the World Rugby, but it didn't happen. But I think he outplayed most of his opposition. All his opposition. Just think of the weekend when he played against the New Zealand, Retallick, Whitelock and Scott Barrett in the same game. He just outplayed all of them. Number 5, it's basically a mutual agreement between Alan Wynne-Jones and the Jager. Both were really good, but I have to go with Alan Wynne-Jones. He's just the heartbeat of that Welsh side. He's great at lineouts. He's one of the reasons Wales actually got this far in the competition, because they actually were struggling quite a bit, so he was one of the reasons they were stable, just that leadership of him as well. At number 6, both English flankers were listed by various websites, Underhill and Curry. Well, both of them actually do play the role of a number 6 on the field, so I understand that they basically are the same type of flanker. And then Tipuric was also listed, but for me, I'll go with Underhill. He has just brute force in every game he played, in tackling, in strength over the ball. He's a good chaser, he's a very good support player. He almost scored again a good try against New Zealand, but yet again not to be, just like last year. Then all agree at number 7 again with Pieter Steph du Toit, the World Rugby Player of the Year. He was South Africa's best player of the year in 2018. Now in 2019, just going to the next level, and he's not just the top tackler, he's also an engine to the side. He makes line breaks as well now and runs very good support line, so he's brought something into his game. At number 8, everyone also picked Vermeulen again. He was a player of the match in the final. He's always a strong carrier. He's a leader in a South African group, and this is probably his last World Cup at the age of 33. I doubt he's going to pull a Schalk Brits and go to 38, but he could. I think he's still very good, and he just showed his class on the park this year. Then number 9, Faf de Klerk is listed by the most of them except Rugby Pass, who's going with Aaron Smith. Don't get me wrong, de Klerk has been very good. He's done superbly playing his role, playing a game plan that he's supposed to be playing, his kicking game plan for South Africa. But I just feel Aaron Smith did a little bit better. He just if you think of him in the group context of his side, he was gaining pressure from Perenara before the competition, but he's just continued to improve himself. He's just so controlling in that All Blacks play, but he's probably at his best form that we've seen him in a while. At number 10, all these players have been listed: Pollard, Maunga and Ford. I think Ford was totally outplayed in the final by Pollard, and Pollard also remained calm and cool in the final. He slotted over he slotted over a lot of points for South Africa, and in the competition he was the top scorer with 69 points, so I think I have to list him. He made the most points in the competition. Then at number 12, most teams went with Damian de Allende except Rugby Pass, who's the odd one out again with Farrell. Look, Farrell was good, but Damian de Allende was spectacular. He changed a lot of people's minds over him that has been criticizing him for years. He totally outplayed all his opposition, ran over every single guy, always gaining meters, and he also didn't miss tackles. He was always on the guy, getting him down. Number 13, Rugby Pass went with Randrandra, and then and also Tulagi has been listed. I think actually he underperformed a bit on attack. In the final he actually did well, but he wasn't that good in attack. He was crucial to the South African defense though, but I would say Tulagi was the man in form this whole competition. The wrecking ball, if he is in full form, he can do so much damage to your side. He's strong and he's fast. Just imagine a midfield containing Damian de Allende and Tulagi. Oh, it's gonna be stuff of dreams. At the wings, I'm picking them together because everyone was mixing and matching their wings, one on the left, one on the right, so I'm just gonna try and get both of them. All the players that has been listed is Mapimpi, Adams, Randrandra and then Matsushima. Left wing, I would go with the Fijian Randrandra. He was great to watch and he constantly beat defenders. Right wing, I went with Adams as well. He's a top try scorer in the competition with 7 tries. And then at fullback, everyone also went again with Bowden Barrett. There's a lot of talking points about him before the competition of playing at number 15 instead of number 10, but he was still the primary playmaker in the side, completely outplaying everyone else in front of him. He actually played at number 10 and 15 role at the same time, and at fullback he got the ball a little bit more and he made the most runs in the competition with 86 runs. Guys, remember I also did a video on the knocked out team of the competition. If you want to check that out, it will pop up next to me sometime. And then also remember I have Patreon now. I don't really know what that means. Check out the Facebook page, Twitter, and hit subscribe if you do like it. Cheers.